Hello everyone, I'm Gregory Avery Weir. I'm with Future-Proof Games. I am going to check my audio levels, so you might see music go away for a moment. Oh, that's dissonant. That's fun. Alright, my desktop audio is down. I'm going to assume that this is good, but let me know if sound is wrong. This is Beckett by The Secret Experiment. It's available on Steam. I think it's nominated for a BAFTA, some prestigious award. And it's promises to be a noir game that will make you question the nature of existence, which sounds like my sort of game. Let me turn my headphones down a bit. Her hands were thin and delicate, with a gentle, pale skin. Her nails slender, long, but cut short. She never wore a wedding ring for fear it would interfere with her song, and she played beautifully. Beckett would sit with his paper and let the music wash around him, the notes striking against convention, an array of perfectly timed mistakes against a canvas of mournful beauty. And we have a game. Let me real quick check if we need you don't need to play this. No one will judge you if you don't. People may judge you if you do. There are content warnings on this. Sexual content mainly. I'm hoping that it's not like at the level where I'm going to get banned from Twitch, but good art requires risks, so. Let's do this. An office of a tracing agent. Take me there. We are all memories waiting to happen. Click to continue. Yeah. We are all memories waiting to fade. No little boxes, just massive hulking containers. The intersection of surface and sky is broken and fractured. Yeah, I'm ready to BRB if necessary. The streams swarm with insects. Pavements blackened under the relentless march of Burroughs' labor machine. Yellow piss flows in wandering channels among those creamy pockmarks spat from decaying mouths. And here, at the third floor window of a nondescript concrete block, stands Beckett. He pulls at a stubborn hair anchored deep in his nose and grimaces as he repeatedly fails to remove it with his fingers. Very uncomfortable image. Close, I guess. Oof. Already unpleasant. I'm seeing an armchair? Am I... Left click is just putting down circles. Oh, okay. I've got to hover. Burroughs Street. Burroughs Streets. Storage room. And probably leave. The handle is cold under Beckett's hand. He shuts his eyes and stands motionless, an emptiness deep in his chest. Now is not the time. There are other things to be done. I'm not sure if that tense oddness is intentional or not. Oh, yeah, okay. It's very kind of like X-rays. Beckett stops. He picks at the bandage, first with his nails, then with his teeth. Gaining traction, he peels it from his hand. The cut shows no sign of infection. The gauze holds a dark, muddy blood. After 5 on the clock. Paperwork, a phone, a lamp. Let's look at the phone. Faces conversations and meaningless exchanges, empty lies and misinformation. They call with pathetic cries, wanting answers. They call wanting resolve. He never calls out. Double meaning there. Calls out. Lamp. looks like the... Beckett reaches over and taps the sealed conical shade of the desk lamp. Inside, the decorative moth springs to life, its dry wings clapping frantically. Across the desk, shadows dance. The lamp had been a gift from a client. It arrived a few months back. That's a bad lamp. The moth should have needed to be replaced by now. Confidential thing just on the floor. I can go to this. Is that a... It's where a chair should be. I'm not convinced that it's a chair, though. It seems to be a chair. Records of existence held in cabinets while memories fade. Our final imprint on acid-free paper by the hand of a tracing agent. Beckett knows these pages will last longer than he will, which is all that matters. From his jacket, he extracts a ballpoint pen. It holds an engraving. What it says doesn't matter. Also in his pocket, keys, a notebook, and wallet. In his wallet is a picture of Amy, her face softened by Beckett's touch. His notebook is filled with words he can't remember writing. He has more keys than locks. Paperwork's done. Is this typewriter a thing? No, that's a clock. After 5. There's a letter. Odd. I'm going to leave that for a sec. Miss you on the frame. While we wait. New compositions by Amy Zabinski. So that's the picture he has in his wallet. 31st of July. I'm not sure what date it is right now. Time passes slowly without you, Amy. And kind of a kinetic type look. I like it. In blue ink are the words Nijinsky's at 8. What's in the envelope doesn't matter. The handwriting is his own. He shoves the letter into his inside pocket. He keeps his jacket on. Saves on the heating bills. Do I have inventory of any sort? Oh, I have a phone call. He never calls out. Yeah, I know. Coming. Hello, spoke Beckett. I need your help, a woman replied. Transcript of call between Beckett and Daisy Starlight. 31st July. So, same day as the performance. Hello, I need your help. Ah, keywords. You've got the wrong number. Mr. Beckett, please, I'm desperate. My son. I need you to find my son. Find my son? I don't do domestic cases. Try the police. This isn't a game, Mr. Beckett. Beckett. Excuse me? What's that awful noise? Beckett. My name is Beckett. Just Beckett. Like Gatto. Oh, I do apologize. Forget it. Can we speak about my son? He didn't turn up to work this morning. Oh, boy. Speak about my son. As I said, I don't do domestics. But please, they said you'd help. Who is this? My name? Oh, yes, Daisy Starlight. Ms. Daisy Starlight. As I've tried to explain, my son is missing. Ms. Starlight? Yes. I don't do domestics. Call ends. Functional response. Beckett pulls at his eyebrows. Reflect. Something inside. Breathe. He considers, then dismisses the call, squinting to inspect the thick gray hairs, 2 of them held between his fingers. His nails need cut. Dirt collects under their ridge. He doesn't care. Amy cared, but that was a long time ago. So is that another July 31st? I unlocked an achievement that I can't see because my taskbar is on the way. Go away, taskbar. I'm going to do something that may disrupt things in a moment. There we go. Hand in hand through the back streets of Burroughs walk patrons of its underground bars. It's in pairs that we survive. It's alone that we die. This world isn't designed for loners, this world lives in our heads. With each lost soul, a world is extinguished. There's been an increase of late. Nijinsky's at 8. A note written in blue ink, his pen, in a manic scrawl, his hand. A meeting that's failed to form a memory. A client? No recollection, no obvious connection. Beckett couldn't care less. Life is a relentless series of tasks, each killing time until the next. Get to the point. Stop wasting time. Soon there'll be only one thing left. How long for you, Beckett? How long? Beckett descends to the surface level, his office sealed with a series of deadbolts and locks. Early evening brings with it a sense of peace for Beckett. The faint drift of sea air cleanses the stench of industry and clears the skies. Seagulls offer only a faint cry. Nijinsky's is a bar. Beckett needs a drink. He's had it with today. There was nothing for him in that direction. Fate was calling from another place. I was initially getting Device 6 vibes from this, but there's also a strong, I don't know, Max Payne might be an uncharitable comparison, but it's definitely grabbing, we'll say the Blade Runner video game, grabbing that sort of overblown noir feel that becomes some sort of commentary on perspective itself. Uh-oh. Forgotten man? Okay. You got the time? Said the man. Beckett could just about make out the person beneath its grime. Sure, it's 7:30, spoke Beckett. Gonna give me something to help the pain? Said the man. A couple of coppers for a cuppa? Said the man. You shouldn't be here. I got no choice. Wasn't fit to work. Now give us some, will you? Sorry. Prick. The alleyways are home to Burroughs' unfortunates. At one time, Beckett would have been sympathetic. He shakes his head and watches as the creature scuttles away and out of sight. The city couldn't care less for those who don't contribute to its cause. Max Payne is a very good game. I like it a lot, but its noir is a bit more pastiche. It's going for kind of like action movie noir. Like it's almost part of the thing about its noir is it's kind of a commentary on Payne's own self-indulgence, his lack of possibility to properly interact with the world, and it becomes meta in a different way than this. Like it's Payne becomes aware of his own situation, and I'm not sure that this is not going for, and I don't think it hits the same level of like comical parody level noir. In fact, well, yeah, I'd call this solidly noir from what I've read. It's been a while since I've read proper noir. It's definitely not film noir writing, which is probably a good thing. I like film noir, but its prose is not the cool thing about it. Beckett is useful. For now, at least. What is that noise? That's that noise. Nijinsky's intercom. Hello, can I help you? I'm here to drink. Of course you are. Welcome to Nijinsky's. That is a hard word to say. Achievement unlocked. Problems. My chat is behind my game. Oh no. One moment. While after this unsettling dance film strip. Is that a... I'm not sure if those are fingerprints or diseased lungs over on the right side of the screen. Let's see. Let me fix my chat real quick. My FBG overlay. Streamlabs chat goes here. Oh no, that won't work. FBG arbitrary game is what I want, and I want FBG to be on top of the game. All right, that should now work, and we're good. More Russian flair. Nijinskis. Picture. Dr. Ink's The Russian Ballet, The Strangeness of Till, Rhythmic Continuity, The Rose Ghost, Le Spectre de la Rose, Petrushka, the Weber-Gautier dance poem. His dancing has the unbroken quality of music, the balance of great painting, the meaning of fine literature, and the emotion inherent in all these arts. Yeah, Nijinsky is much easier. No, Nijinsky. Now I'm having trouble again. Nijinsky. There we go. I love the... Is it actually a thing that that letter is called the bug? The J? Because I think Xenia always said that it was the bug, but I don't know whether that was just her tweeness or whether that's actually a nickname for it. So Amy was a jazz singer? I say was because I'm pretty sure she's not around anymore. What is this? This is like another Blade Runner reference, the like picture enhancement device that he uses. I forget what it's called. It's not the Voight-Kampff, that's the testing device. But I'm not sure what else has that sort of click, 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 click noise. It's got sort of elements of microfiche to it. Et le décor a l'air de la something d'une... I don't know enough French for that. Another unsettling engraving. Negre de la Sultane, il vole en s'échappant. Okay, well, it's been maybe 15 years since I've learned the Russian or Cyrillic alphabet, so I can't be much help either. Oh, I don't like this at all. A singular dance. Sometimes Beckett can feel the blood in his veins, pushing under his skin in thick, rhythmic pulses. This music brings no memories, it's a modern take. His lungs open and exhale a scratching inside, thus the coughing. He takes a moment. Nijinsky's at 8. He's early. He's always early. Take a seat, order a drink, use this time to reflect, read the paper that's tucked under your arm. Forget. Just for a moment. Forget. There are these left and right buttons, but they've not worked yet. Also, is my cursor like a broken bottle that then becomes unbroken? Boy, this is real unpleasant. I can sit. Attractive woman, beautiful. Jean-Paul. Young lovers. Ugh. Sure, attractive woman. Her nails have a thickness that comes with age, fingers resting on cheap golden tights. She smiles with her eyes. Beckett lowers his. At the nape of her neck is an insect, its legs scratching small lesions into the flesh. A common variety, probably purchased from the flea market today. That's cute, the flea market. Castor's stall, no doubt. Her skin is stretched. Her glass is empty. The barman greets Beckett with a familiar smile, enamel-painted white, lips glossed pink, eyes framed in black. For Jean-Paul, life is a show. Beckett finds his pretense refreshing. The whole place smells of flowers. It stirs up memories that he forces back into the darkness. Whether you want to know Jean-Paul's last name? I wonder what it could be. Hey, handsome. Good to see you back again. Can I tempt you with the rose ghost? It's sublime, he said. Beckett's drink is whiskey mac. It's what his father drank. As a rule, Beckett sticks to what he knows. Ooh. Well, my drink at the moment is a double Manhattan, so I'm going to go for the whiskey mac, even though it sounds like a other side of the border liquor store. Coming right up, he said. Beckett checks his watch, then unfolds the newspaper, casting his eyes over its headlines and attempting to make sense of the world. The Echo. Anger over drug echoes. We feel the blame lies elsewhere. Desperate people getting dole and isolation. MP's face quizzing over factory deaths. How dare they? Help us know again. Tragedy looms. The old life sex. Wife's head banged on pavement. Employment delays. Indecency charges. Thinking of tomorrow? Stolen days. Courts give town plan priority. Beckett, you'll be late. Look at the young lovers. Two people lost in each other's company, filled with each other's presence, riding high on the distraction of love and lust. Attractive woman. One moment. Excuse me, spoke Beckett. I was hoping you'd come say hi. I like your hair. Not many people wear it like that these days. Her smile catches Beckett off guard. Her teeth are immaculate. This justification is clearly intentional, right? Like, they easily could have put at least her on the second line, which would have been the natural break to that line. So you gonna buy me a drink? I'll have a dance poem. Get JP to put in an extra shot in there, will you? I'm enjoying a moment's peace. Mixie's dilemma. Jean-Paul makes up another drink. The woman is called Mixie, and she claims to have seen Beckett here before. He nods and pretends that he recognizes her face. She is a widower with a single child. She is looking after her grandson while her daughter is at work. Widower. There's a lot of text in this game, and there are odd word choices that I'm not sure are intentional or not. Would you be a darling and check on him? She asks. I'm sure he's fine, but I really should check. It's a small favor. He's over by the stage. By means of explanation, she pulls up her sequin skirt and raps her knuckles, 1, 2, 3, on the wooden leg beneath. The thigh is stained deep mahogany. Beckett flashes a false smile. Amy used to joke about his un-Samaritan-like demeanor. For her, he would have done anything. That was then. Mixie is now. Yet the emergence of the baby has soured things. They say parental love is unconditional, that it's a powerful emotion unlike anything you've felt before. Beckett never knew what it was to have children. The pain must be beyond comprehension when they are taken away. Hey, Beckett, over here. Flyers. I'm not going to go over there yet. The girl with dress, green, blue, and orange, swirls in circles. She sits with a man wearing polished shoes and a black jacket. She reaches over, touches his groomed hair, then on retreat pulls at the hem of her dress. Her black tights lead to golden trainers. Her nails are painted scarlet. Small green-shelled insects stuck. hairy cot. Is this where the baby is? The baby is fine, sleeping soundly, a blessing that Beckett never had. He was a restless child. Sleep brought fear. He would scream first out of loss, then confusion, then pain. His mother would comfort him. His father had stricter methods. Yeah, wrap the knuckles is the wrong rap. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these word choices. This game is also playing a few. So far has clearly played a few things with gender. So uh, I'm assuming the widower is intentional as well. Fuck, 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 fuck. City representative. Who is a CAT scan of a brain and eyes. And so the man approaches. Dashing knight, valiant soldier of misfortune. I see you haven't bought a new suit. Has business been poor? Poor, poor Beckett. What do you want? A question direct. Not wanting to dance, dear? Your choice. Take Starlight's case. No thanks. Not interested. Ah, you're a wordsmith, a rare talent wasted on the day-to-day of a mere tracing agent. Alas, we don't care. Take the case. The city representative makes a dramatic sweep with his arm, coming to rest as a pointed finger and signpost to the seat opposite. There's no choice. Is there no choice? There does not seem to be a choice. Oh. That's not great. That's right. Take a load off. You're looking old, Beckett. Poor old Beckett. Why am I here? Again, such directness. We applaud your dedication and deduction. The boy is on our list. That he has fallen off the map, so to speak, is a worrying development. He won't be far. Perhaps. Oh, and there's another teensy-weensy thing from us to you. The city representative reaches long fingers into his jacket pocket and pulls out a small matchbox. He places it on the table between them. My cursor is now on onigiri. Oh no. That's a grub of some sort. I'll just close that again. You want me to plant this? On the mother, yes. Wants to plant a bug. You have your methods, Beckett. You're a master of your craft. We offer a suggestion. Let the bug onto her bedroom pillow. Once she rests her head, we'll establish contact. This isn't conventional. Do your job, Beckett. It's not a request. Plant the bug, find the boy, call him in. Hurry, hurry. The most simple of tasks to chip away at your sin. Before long, you'll be free, Beckett. Poor Beckett. Now fuck off. Is it the wrong kind of bug? We've so far seen bugs on necklaces and nails and as people. A slight hesitation in his step betrays Beckett's intent. He returns to the bar. There's a solid amount of Kafka in this as well as Beckett. In fact, there's relatively little Beckett. Poor soul forever lost. Oh shit. I missed that. I accidentally right-clicked. He had tears in his eyes. That's all I saw. Hey, Jean-Paul, how about that drink? Hey, your lady friend left you this. JP hands Beckett a scrap of paper with the words, "Thanks, sweetheart," on it. She said thanks for checking on her baby. A sour metallic taste lingers in his mouth. Beckett glances again at the scrap of paper and tosses it onto the bar. There's a dull ache in Beckett's bladder that he should respond to. A feeling that reminds him of time spent cross-legged in school classrooms. Idiomatic malapropisms is a great phrase, and also the name of my can't remember the name of that band. The creepy one. But it's the name of my cover band for a. It's not Aeon Flux. That's the Liquid Television show. The one with the really unsettling music videos. Aphex Twin. The name of my Aphex Twin cover band. So I need to pee in the game. Let me look in the mirror. This is sure not to be unsettling at all. Oh, no! I don't like any of that. For a moment, Beckett shuts out the world. The city representative has spoken. Reflect. Pick up the Starlight case tomorrow. Plant the bug. Find the boy. Call him in. Let time pass. Achievement unlocked. Assignment. What? Is that an orangutan? A zoo in some city that wasn't their own. Beckett and Amy licked ice cream cones and smiled at the caged animals. Leopards walking in continuous circles. Chimpanzees shaking their heads. Is that the plural of that? An orangutan sitting motionless. Returning stares from the other side of reinforced plastic glass. Children laughed and made faces. Beckett and Amy kiss in the sun. A rare moment. Later they would make love on unfamiliar sheets. A cockroach scuttles from under the bed, and Beckett thinks nothing of it. Amy stood naked in front of the bathroom mirror. Beckett stood behind and held her breasts. Their hands gently touched, and Beckett misunderstood Amy's deep sorrow for love. Beneath his fingertips, fate had just set its death machine to work. Just a speck for now. Nothing but a speck. Give it time, Beckett. This body is mine. Is the narrator death? Do you miss me? Why am I here? Poor bastard. Falling corruption. Get this place out of you. Fuck it. Plant the bug. Plant the bug. Don't you what do you want that I have? Plant the bug. What do they want? These flats formed part of a grandiose vision for a Brasilia west of the city, which collapsed when those politicians driving the development ended up behind bars on corruption charges. At least that's what the papers said. Nevertheless, the flats were built and, failing to attract buyers, were handed to Borough Council, who chose to use the space to house its problem families and for those with least. That was 30 years ago, and the wiring hasn't been changed since. Innocence in the courtyard. Thank you. Juvenile alternatives. Children bring back the past. Where is Bobby McVeigh now? They met at primary school. They formed an instant friendship and bond. They would spend hours drawing together on a single sheet, working on a unified vision. It was progressive. Two children scrawling a different version of events. Sharks swam the streets, chickens sat perched on lampposts, and people rode bicycles with many wheels. There was harmony. No death that was kept for reality. Angels flew in the sky among balloons with delicate strings, clutched by badly drawn hands. The streets were filled with people from different lands, many holding hands. Men and women smiled in equal measure, and there was no notion of money or hardship. It was a kind of dream that drew itself. It was unpredictable and sincere. Sometimes Bobby appears in Beckett's dreams. He's aged some, but not like Beckett. His is just a notion of age. Beckett remembers when Bobby was taken away. He and his parents left Burroughs and the country. They promised to keep in touch in a time of pen and ink. For a while. But not for long. The words became less. The intent became hollow. They moved on. Then, nothing. So did he live here, or does this just remind him of a place he lived? Also, what do I do now? No, really. What do I do now? Wait, was there a thing there? No, that was just exiting the menu. Alright, let's try reloading. I think that Starlights is where I am. Take me there. Muffled Catawampus. There's some flats. Folks are poor. They're neglected by the city. I'm haunted by my childhood friend. He abandoned me. Hmm. I am not sure what is going on. This does not seem intentional. All of the controls were signposted earlier. Arrow keys do not do anything. Spacebar is a mouse click. Alright, I'm going to exit and return and see if that resolves this. One moment. What's done cannot be undone shows when you exit. And I am not properly switching to my standby. There we go. Are you going to show? You are. Oh, she was a pianist. Okay. There's now a walking place. I'm not going to bother clicking on the courtyard. I'm just going to click there. Innocence. Okay. Maybe that existed before and I just missed it. Too many bugs. Doorbell. Crane fly. Contact warning. A lot of bugs. There are a dozen or so crane fly lying dead on the floor. Beckett stoops down and picks one up, examining it between his thumb and forefinger. Suffocation. The insect hangs limp. His focus shifts from its thin legs to the hairs on the back of his hands. His hands were becoming his father's. Beckett had always feared his father's hands. He misunderstood the liver spots as large freckles and had assumed that they had always been there. Now he knew they were a sign of death. Death was coming for him. He throws the insect away. It drops to the floor without a sound. Dead crane fly. Ring it. Is that an eye? Several thumps. The approach of a rhinoceros. The door swings open and the hulking form of Daisy Starlight stands in silhouette, hands on hip and handle. Bosom heaving. She's taller than Beckett. She's dressed in furs, smells of oak and tobacco. Her smile flashes yellow and red before an oily tongue sweeps her teeth. I'm glad you came, Mr. Beckett, she said. Please, come inside. You are about to enter the house of Daisy Starlight. Please sign here. Beckett. Excuse me. She takes a single step back, leaving a slim passage for Beckett to move by. Let me make my hangouts be quiet. Daisy Starlight seems nervous. Her ears are small, light brown hair tied into a ludicrous bun, tight atop her plump head with beady eyes. Follow me, she said. Stop doing that with your teeth. Family portrait. Oh, no. That's no good. Huh, she's got a bandage on her foot, and earlier the mother that lost her, or that could not go to care for her baby, had a wooden leg. Small ears might be more horrific. Yes, horrific. A little more unsettling than big ears. I like this sort of airport security X-ray view of the world. Please, come into the kitchen, she said. I'm still looking for a voice for this character. Can I not go into the kitchen? I don't... Are you going to suck your teeth more there? Hey, I've got a Manhattan that's almost as good as a Scotch. Would you like tea, Mr. Beckett, or gin? Shit. Drink tea like mother did. Drink gin like father did. Well, oh, accidentally clicked gin. I will take your word for it. I may need to slow down on the Manhattan a bit, though. Peregrine's father used to like a morning tipple, too. You remind me of him, Mr. Beckett. Beckett. Just Beckett, spoke Beckett. Yes, yes. Now, please take a seat at the table. I'll just be a moment. sugar bowl. Flowers. Tipple is booze. My Peregrine brings me flowers, Mr. Beck. Is her son named Peregrine? It's a problem. Daisy Starlight. Same description. Oh no, different description. Light brown hair tied into a ludicrous bun, tight atop her plump head with beady eyes. A kindness? Hard to tell. Her face has a sheen of sweat. On more than one occasion, Daisy Starlight licks her fingers and rubs the tips round her eyes. That's revolting. Like Beckett, she no longer wears a wedding ring. She's been crying. Sure, I'll put my feet on this seat. Crooked smiles. They sit at the kitchen table in a moment's silence. Daisy Starlight dips into a bowl of white sugar cubes. Beckett takes a mouthful of his gin and tonic. You'll appreciate the necessity for alcohol when you're older, son. The liquid washes about his teeth, passing easily through the gaps and over a few dimpled sockets. His smile was once his best feature. I can assume that you haven't heard from your son? Peregrine? No, he hasn't come home. I'm terribly worried. I need you to tell me the facts. No lies. Lies are of no use to me. Of course. I'm so very grateful that you've taken the time to see me, she said. I think I've got her voice. Oh, that's an anachronism. The story of Peregrine Starlight. Peregrine was a special child. He was smart, did well at school. He wasn't good at mixing with other children, as represented by this Guernica-like image that I don't like at all. The headmaster called him an outcast. Stupid man. But he made a few friends, and his disfigurement didn't cause him much bother. This might actually be narrated by the mother. Not really. Most of all, he found pleasure in books. His room was his retreat from the world. He would keep earwigs like any other child, but he was special. The teacher said so. In his teenage years, he grew in confidence. Not much in height. He no longer shied away from the other boys. Are they donkeys? He brushed off their cruelty. It must have been hard going bald before your 18th birthday. He does have hair, but you mainly see head. He has such a beautiful round head. He grew his hair all that it could and tied it back in a golden ponytail. He graduated from school and headed to the city, where I lost him for a few years, definitely the mother. He had become a man, going his own way in the world. I think he was doing non-prescription drugs. I told him never to stray from what you know, but I think that was the trigger. He took a job as an assistant at one of the city desks. He was doing well until he started showing the signs. They called me, his work. They said Peregrine was acting oddly. I should have known straight away. The soft paranoia. His granddad had that, kept him from fighting in the war, ended him locked up in the madhouse. When I got to the city, Peregrine told me his colleagues were out to get him. They would laugh and talk about him behind his back. He would cry in my arms. I'm going to switch to the mother's voice. Poor baby. Of course I believed him. I'm his mother, after all. So I went to his manager and we spoke of the accused. They all seemed like nice children, and they claimed to have been my Peregrine's friends. But no, I stuck by my Peregrine. Like him, I also saw the monsters beneath their skins. I said we would start legal proceedings unless this was resolved. Next day I found Peregrine curled up in his bathtub, weeping uncontrollably. My baby said they were whispering to him. His colleagues. They were sending whispered thoughts. He was convinced. Then I found him wandering the streets without his clothes. He was signed off work permanently and diagnosed as having the soft paranoia. It must skip a generation. Uh-huh. All legal proceedings were dropped, and I brought him back to Burroughs. Burroughs is not the city. Interesting. That was a year ago, almost to the day. Back at home, Peregrine showed signs of improvement. He was happy. I'm sure of it. He would smile, back in his room with his books. He'd go for walks in Monument Park and bring home flowers, hand-picked from me. He would always come back. Always. He knows how I worry about him. He's a lovely child, a kind child, an adult child, innocent, and the increased dose is working wonders. Arnold, his uncle, he lives here with us, said Peregrine would need to start paying his way. He was assessed, and they said he was capable of working. He wasn't opposed to the idea either. His uncle is a foreman at the construction site, building all those new homes. He got him a job. Even the doctor said it would be good for him. Some of his classmates are there too. He'd rekindle friendships, meet people again. And the extra money is a big help. I know what you're thinking, Mr. Beckett, but we're not a rich family. This coat is inherited, and my jewelry is a present for an admirer. For a time, he seemed so happy. Then 2 days ago, he left for work as usual. He seemed a little agitated, but I let it go. I let him go. I should have let him go. He didn't turn up. He didn't come back. Oh, Mr. Beckett, I think he's in trouble. He must be. I can't go to the police. He's a grown man now. They'd laugh. Or worse, they might inform the authorities, and he would be taken away from me just like his father. I'd not see him again. What about skipping the generation? He's my baby, my only child. They told me you would help. I'm so glad you've come. That's a bad face. Your son has a bad face, man. I'll find your son, but first I need you to sign this. Daisy looked confused. This was unexpected. Is this normal? Just states my rate and stipulates that this cost is unvarying regardless of whether I find your son or if he turns up in a non-living state. You mean dead? Oh no, Peregrine's not dead. I'd know if he were dead. We're very close. It would be useful to have a look about. Of course. Let's go into the living room. She signed the damn paperwork? That's important. Paperwork's important. Seems nervous. Radio. Daisy had turned off the radio. Beckett considers those days when they would sit and listen to the news broadcasts and culture shows. Amy would rest her head on his shoulder and Beckett would wish time into a frozen moment. He knows asking for the radio on won't bring back anything but pain. Did I miss? Daisy deposits her hulking form onto a threadbare sofa, once upholstered in an opulent red velvet. She smiles at Beckett and reaches for the remote control. What year is this? I decorated this room myself. Figurines. I dislike this woman more and more. Oh no. That's a tableau right there. I get those from the market when I have a little spare change. It's the little things in life that bring me happiness. That and my Peregrine. The woman lets out a whimper, then returns to her television. This is not the worst thing yet. That family portrait was pretty bad. Since folks are tuning in, I will note that there is a content and spoiler warning on this. Mostly content so far. Bugs, just general existential dread. I am investigating. I am checking this woman's apartment because her profoundly disabled, I think, or disabled in several ways, son is missing. Both disfigured and suffering from the soft paranoia. What? What is that? Is that her? I was beautiful in my youth. You can see that, can't you? Except you didn't have a face. Oh, she's got a picture of a figurine? We're not religious, Mr. Beckett. I keep that statue as it reminds me of Peregrine and I. Okay, so it's not a picture. That was non-diegetic, but she does keep around a figurine of Mary and Jesus because it reminds her of her son and her. It's good times. The bookcase is filled with cheap romances and self-help paperbacks. An assortment of trinkets and objects of no material worth are placed ad hoc on the shelves. Anything that I'm missing? Oh, what's on the TV?
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry that had to happen.
I'm glad he came. I want you to be sure. Very sure. It was my fault, rushing into marriage like this.
Rushing into marriage like this?
But I love you, and that's my only excuse. Carol. Carol, you should take time to think it over. And then... Even if you want the marriage dissolved, I'd understand because... I do love you.
This is showing on a TV with a remote control. Even as a wired remote control, that's incongruous. Well, everything checks out here. Oh, let me look in the mirror again. Oh, don't. Okay, good. He didn't rub his teeth again. Like Beckett, she no longer wears a wedding ring. Peregrine's room is downstairs, Mr. Beckett. The first door on your right. I've tried not to tidy it too much. He'd thrown a few things about. I don't like her voice sounds at all. The description of this says this is about 3 hours, by the way. Peregrine's. Oh, wow, Peregrine's room. Boy. A crucified cicada. The bookshelves are an assortment of artifacts. Peregrine occupies his mind with construction. Nijinsky. The Diary of Václav Nijinsky, which maybe is a literary figure I'm not familiar with because that name has shown up as the name of a bar. It's a box with some bugs tied up and some screws screwed into something indistinct. I don't know what that is at all. Whispered thoughts for the dead using ink and lead. This. Also this. I may go back and read this if it's not written in more intelligible text elsewhere. The room is oppressive. The bed shows signs that the boy wets himself. Old trainers are pushed under it. Nearby, an old wooden school desk has the letters P and J scratched into its surface over and over again. He could look elsewhere, in drawers between books behind the curtains, but there'd be nothing of interest. Morgellon and Ekbom Live. Here reads the print of a theater ticket that Beckett picks from the bin. A play. It sits amongst tissues. The date and time of the performance are legible. The night before last. That's not true at all. It is July 31st. On its reverse, Starlight times 2 written in blue ink. The theater is over the end of town. Beckett hasn't seen the show, but knows the venue. Or alternately, it is not true that it is July 31st. He finds a notebook hidden between two volumes, and its pages are filled with rant. On its cover, notes for the dead, using ink and lead. The writing's an impossible scrawl to read. Beckett turns over pages 1, 2, and 3. Beneath her fragrant skin no serpents squirm, only beauty, like flowers in bloom. Monument Park in June, your face lives behind my eyes. The monsters retreat when you smile, it's true. The sun breaks through, butterflies tear from the glue that holds them tight, and try as I might, I can't stop their fluttering inside. I can imagine our kiss. I can imagine our kiss. Your light's a light, my tears distort sight. But the image is clear. I love you despite my fear. I'm stopping the pills for you. The night draws near and the cards line up. Fate dictates. Mother awaits. She will understand. You're not from this land, but that's fine. Your skin is different. Like mine, I think. I hope. She better not interfere like she has before, stupid woman. It is insufferable. Beckett can read no more. I think that's all here. That was here. Daisy's room. There's a book. Its spine is broken, its pages worn. Beckett refrains from entering its world. A Naked Flame by Charlotte Lamb. Daisy is lonely. She craves another life, an escape from the waking world. Beckett imagines her touch. Beckett shuts his eyes to clear these thoughts. Her ears are small. The flowers on her dresser look hand-picked, like the ones in the kitchen. In the mirror, Beckett sees the old man that he has become. He pulls at his face. His eyelids are starting to sag like his mother's did. Flesh in decay. He picks up a rose-colored bottle and brings it to his nose. No memories, just a sickly sweet smell. Plant the bug in the pillow, Beckett. Beckett can hear the television's hiss and whine from the floor above. He sees Daisy staring into its glare, a flickering otherworld where everything works out, where love is something eternal and doesn't discriminate. He sees her wandering hands and darting eyes. He hears her descend the stairs and the heavy brush of the carpet as she follows him into her room. There are rose petals on the bed. Clear your head, Beckett. Clear your head. The picture shows Daisy Starlight in her youth. Letting go of what was is never easy. The beautiful Daisy Starlight, desirable, taking the world to her advantage. This is the reality she wants, locked behind glass frames. The brain offers a distorted reality. I think that last sentence right there is maybe representative of this game as a whole. Should I plant the bug? I'm going to plant the bug. I have no control over this world. I must make of it what I can. Beckett, it's time. Take your time. Don't waste time. Plant the bug. In here, Beckett. A silent response. Beckett takes the small box from his overcoat pocket and slides open its lid. Inside, the milky white grub squirms against its padded mattress. It is grown. Beckett lifts the creature with his thumb and forefinger, its translucent body writhing in silent response. In the bedroom light, he can see the black beads inside and a mangle of fine electrical wires. He opens the pillowcase and gently places the larvae inside. Its instinct is to nuzzle into the soft fabric, waiting for a living host. He notices small yellow stains on the white padding in the box. The grub's sac had torn. The This is not conventional. Yes, that is also representative. Picture frame. Oh, that's relatively pleasant. A paisley butterfly is possibly the most pleasant image that we've seen in this game so far. Bathroom. A rummage in the cabinet. He finds a number of pill bottles. 2 are issued from the infirmary, from its mental health department. The consultant is stated as the reality principle. There is a shudder down his spine. In Beckett's left hand, Mr. Peregrine Starlight. In Beckett's right hand, Ms. Daisy Starlight. The reality principle. The city chose to relocate its mental health research facility within Burroughs Infirmary, and the politician Grundy Jones had been fundamental to making this happen. It was a backhand deal to remove problem patients from the city. That Peregrine is under treatment of the reality principle speaks volumes about his condition. The city representative must have known this. Daisy's medication is unexpected. The cabinet door glides shut. Cleaning product line the shelves as a statement of intent. He takes a piss and runs cold water over his hands. He has done a poor job at shaving. This annoys him. Forget it. Elsewhere, a number of tubes and bottles. He recalls his mother's essentials, as she'd call them. Moisturizers, toner, and conditioner. He felt a huge love for this woman as her youth fell away, and Beckett realized that she was worried about maintaining her looks, and, by reasoning, was a vulnerable person who feared the opinions of others. She was a child inside. We all are. Her routine became part of her life, the present slipping into the future. He wasn't always there. Even alone in the house, she'd still rub the cream into her skin. Beckett would be doing other things. This was her reality, not his. An outsider. Beckett steadies himself against the sink. He misses his mother. She's been dead for decades. Younger than him when she died. Younger than him in his head. In the bath is a scattering of seashells. He picks one out and rubs its surface between his thumb and forefinger. As a child, Beckett would spend hours on the beach collecting shells in a plastic tub. His mother would stand near, her dress catching in the wind, one hand protecting her modesty, the other anchoring her hat on her head. Totally pointless, Dad would say. Beckett thought they were beautiful. Spare room. Death in accident? Again. Arnold Greyhound sleeps in a bag on the floor in the spare room of his sister's house. Was this the life he aspired to? Was this the expected outcome when he shoved his cock into a coworker's behind? She's assumed his infidelity was with another woman, and Arnold would never have it known otherwise. He lives out of his suitcase. He seeks forgiveness, but he'll never escape his sin. Beckett rubs his eye and picks something from its corner, flicking it absent-mindedly onto the hallway rug. He imagines Daisy slumped on her sofa, dreaming of a better life through the pages of a trashy novella. We always want what we can't have. Was there any point in revisiting the rooms? He has enough to go on. I think I got everything. Of course, that might have been prompting me to do so. Daisy Starlight sits with a nervous smile on her face, awaiting Beckett's final inquiry. I found some theater tickets in his room. He adores the theater. When I was younger, I was an actress. People would queue to see me. Do you know who he was with? Oh, Peregrine would always go alone. He liked it better that way. I believe he bought 2 tickets, perhaps with a girlfriend or boyfriend. Oh no, my Peregrine doesn't have one of those. He's a pure child. He's not driven by animal instincts. Beckett sees no point in pursuing this line with Daisy. The pills in the bathroom. Oh yes, I need to inform the reality principal. He should be taking those. Are you also on prescription? Oh, pay no attention to those, Mr. Beckett. The doctor gave me them as a backup, in case Peregrine's run out. So the flowers, are they all picked by him? Did you peek in my room, Mr. Beckett? Just doing my job. You men are all the same. What's Peregrine's relationship like with his uncle? Arnold? He's a good man. I was hoping he'd call to tell me Peregrine was at the site today, but no, nothing. Anyone in particular he's close with at work? Oh, my Peregrine, he'll be friends with everyone. He's such a lovely boy. You'd like him, Mr. Beckett. A voice at the back of his mind is calling Beckett away. There's momentum now. Well, Miss Starlight, I'll be on my way. You'll hear from me shortly. Oh, thank you so much. There's something else. Unsaid. Mr. Beckett? Do you find the female body attractive? I have done. I can see that you're a man with, well, certain needs. Miss Starlight, I'll be in touch. Anyone who does that with her teeth. Please, bring him home to me. Miss Starlight, I'll be in touch. Dwarf girl? Problematic. The girl was small in height, but middle in years. Her fingers were stubby and worn. Excuse me, is it about Peregrine? What do you know? We were friends. Were? I mean, we are friends, just we fought. I think that's why he left. It was a terrible argument. I think he... She starts to cry. It's a wail that makes Beckett grimace. We were in love. Did you go to the theater with him the night before last? No, he didn't want to take me. That's why we fought. There was nothing else to be said. That could have gone worse. Wait. I'm pregnant. Beckett runs his hand through his hair, sees a number of hairs in his palm, then wipes them across the fabric of his trousers to remove off the grease. He considers the person at the end of the passage, checks his watch, and decides any response is not worth the effort. That sound, the Foley of that sound, I think, is like a crank turning, like a squeaky gear or bearing. But it is her speaking voice. Achievement unlocked. Discovery. I don't like this. I mean, I like this, but I don't like this. To her parents, Amy was detached. She lacked their values and found companions in those parts of society she was warned against. To her parents, Amy was lost. They made little effort to understand why she was who she was. Instead, they put it down to numbers. She was one of 5, and it was 5 to 1 that one of their children should turn out this way. Which way? We all go our own way, but the signposts keep us right. Don't stray from the path. Only badness will be found in the darkness beyond. She would sit by the pond, tears in her eyes, wishing things were different, wishing she were different, but never really meaning it. Do you remember me? Burroughs grew from its markets. Before the factories, it was known for its fresh fish and imported fruits. Less so now. Manufacturing brought change as its workers left their wooden trawlers for buzzsaws and steel. Markets now service a capitalist desire for stuff over necessity. People come to spend money, what little they have, but spending makes them feel better, so that's okay. And every so often you'll see an upper among the mix, and some lucky trader will strike a purchase that means they close up shop early and return home to spend time with their families. That's the dream, the illusion. Beckett comes here to think. The bustle helps clear his mind, and the bric-a-brac rustles sleeping memories. Ideas emerge, plans form, inspiration. Beckett has come to realize that his best thoughts aren't of his making. He just catches them as they emerge from the ether. The shoppers are coins. Freshly made popcorn. The popcorn stand represents the world as a cinema show. Pay your money, sit back, and enjoy the performance. A long time ago. Here, son, the seller had said. A cardboard container filled with popcorn in exchange for more money than it's worth. Beckett placed a few pieces in his mouth and used his tongue to remove the shells from between his teeth. Beckett bites down on his tongue. We've got meat at the meat stall. All types of meat. The meat stall collects flies, flesh and decay. Beckett pushes his nails into the palms of his hands, feeling bones beneath his skin, flesh and decay. Nearby, a child wails for ice cream. When Beckett was a child, he was fed raw bacon rind as a treat. He recalls it sticking in his throat as he gagged, old fingers pulling it out. Yeah, there's a definite physicality to this game. Flesh and aging flesh and hairs and bugs and rot and age. And the sort of cut paste look to everything makes it very tactile in a very bad way. Bugs. Ugh. Things for your fingers, things for your wrists is a bad, unpleasant sequence of characters. We adorn ourselves with artifacts, making ourselves more than human. See me for what I wear. See them for the money they part with. Cheeses. There are no flies here. A cheese stall. For whatever reason, the smell makes Beckett feel unwashed. He reflects that he should shower, but it's not necessary. It's been days. Picking at the fabric under his armpits, he pulls his shirt towards to nose, craning neck, sniffs. Fuck it. Fine for now. Beckett doesn't engage in particularly much self-care, I think. Women and children are lost in hanging clothes, a multitude of fabrics swaying as their prospective buyers shift between them and inspect their tags. Price is important. A child cries in the corner as his mother abandons him in search for a bargain. Abandoned child number 3? She will return, but for this moment she ceases to exist. The world is blurred through tears. Yeah, the POV character is pretty gross. He's gone through some shit though. Castor's stall is open. I miss you, Amy. He knows Beckett. There's history. Living jewelry, insects of all types. No escape. Far and few. Crap. And I don't know what that is. The Butterfly Keys Cafe holds memories for Beckett. Take a moment. Reflect. Step inside. He picks at the dirt under his nails and wipes his hands across his trousers. Move on. The future is calling. Hello, Mr. Beckett. Nice to see you again. Any word on the order? It's not here yet. Soon. Out of interest, do you have a customer with a wooden leg? Many. A woman. Ah, are you an admirer? Just professional, Castor. Of course. I think she was here yesterday. You want me to give a message? No, it's not important. Castor's insects. Cost of life. Forget. Hesitation. Off, replies Suit. 2 quick snips and 2. A cage is filled with exotic beetles, greens, blue, and gold. They writhe and struggle over each other, clicking and clacking. A metallic rainbow. Castor bears a silver grin with eyes on Beckett. They know each other. He holds an assortment of delicate chains over his palm. Jailer and executioner. A well-suited man steps forward. How much? He inquires. 12 notes, replies Castor. I'll take one. Suit turns to Beckett. The wife will love me for it. Castor reaches into the cage through a top hatch. The movement causes a riot of wings and heavy flight. A beautiful hesitation. Off, replies Suit. 2 quick snips and 2... Damn. Shouldn't have clicked. I don't think I can go back. That was a very difficult page to navigate. I wish I could go back. I would like to be able to click on that again and see it. Like, can I? No. Damn. Sorry about that. Feel free to, like, go back in the saved stream sometime and figure out what I could not in the moment. Crap. The city's homeless collect the crap that they find on its streets and find corners and Burroughs markets to sell it on to their dim-witted patrons. The uppers come with open purses and throw away their coins with shrill laughs and a misplaced sense of the do-gooder. Despite himself, Beckett shows interest in the bric-a-brac. On occasion, you find something you want. Beckett is not self-aware enough. There's something here for everyone. Old shoes, another time. Unwanted things. Oh, rubbish on that person. A discolored carpet with an array of shoes, all worn without owners. That's good. That's a good double meaning. They are either lost, discarded, or left behind. The man with worn teeth, good, and empty eyes sits cross-legged next to his goods. He isn't wearing shoes. An irony. There's nothing here for Beckett. Unwanted items sold for monies beyond their worth. Transformative. Wanted items. Beckett spots a few items that would not be out of place in Daisy Starlight's house. Meaningless junk. Projected values. Worthless. I miss you, Amy. I don't know if you catch this on the stream, but there was an interesting stereo thing as I walked past around this spot. The piano shifted from right channel to left channel. The Butterfly Keys, which is the place that reminds of Amy, presumably, has been in Burroughs since better days. Its management hasn't changed, holding on to a relic from their past. Its teas draw crowds and keeps them away. Amy would order a spiced apple, while Beckett kept a gunpowder. He recalls her smile as she inhaled its scent and brought the cup to her lips. To kiss her lips again. Beckett takes a moment and clears his head. He needs to consider the present without disruption from the past. Interference. But it's one of the few places Beckett has left. There's a clarity here, inside. The numbers at the bottom, 1/31/07, July 31st, is a significant date. It was on the poster that had Amy's caricature on it, and was the purported date on the first conversation with Starlight. Hi there. People watcher, lovers, coffee drinkers, old women, and of course a piano, Amy, a pianist. He sits with a pen and a writing pad, scanning the room for interpretation and hurriedly transferring his observation subconscious mix to paper. He hasn't spotted Beckett. It's only a matter of time until he's woven into his story. Two men touching fingers, sharing a mutual love in their eyes. One whispers to the other, and the pair laugh and dream of future moments. Friends, united by shared views and ethical similarities, are gathered and openly enthusiastic in their discussions, catching eyes and minds with their ideas. Beckett isn't interested in their words. They're of no consequence. It does feel like a typical noir detective character. Dick Tracy or Humphrey Bogart's character would not be particularly fun and would be pretty gross. Yeah, noir detectives are almost always down on their luck, um, but they're they often seem far less in denial than um, than Beckett, and like he doesn't seem to have any of that suaveness that like especially like Nick and Nora, right, are going to be like they're suave. Bogart also has that sort of sleazy charisma to him, but Beckett is just seems offensive in many ways of the word. Old women, old men. Three old ladies sit drinking tea on comfortable chairs. China teapots and cups are stained with red lipstick and the brush of tongue. On the wall behind is a living print. Vibrant blues, purples, and yellows shift delicately as 100 butterflies tug against the hard-set glue that holds them against the canvas. These posters last a month at best, collectively just shy of a decade. Oof. The women are in their 80s, collectively just shy of a quarter millennium. They talk about the past and present, never the future. Grab any seat that's free. I'll be over to take your order in a minute. Cool? The boy said. At one point, the use of the word cool would have been in fashion. This boy with acne face is obviously operating on the fringe. Either that or he's ignorantly out of touch. Cool. That's good. I like that. Let's see. Coffee drinkers, lovers, people watcher. Okay. Nobody is playing the piano, I will note. But there is piano music, which, you know, Amy. And where it did become a fringe, it was like at the bottom of a coat. Oh, that's the same. That's the same prompt. They're of no consequence. Still of no consequence, but they are also the only people I can look at again. Would like to be able to look at more things again in case I missed them. feel like the things on the bar were like sushi plates. Oh no, this lamp has bug legs. Gunpowder conspiracies. Beckett takes the menu, and from its center falls a single printed page. It's a rant in typed ink, something about a war that never happened and a conspiracy in the city. We're all wanting answers. Who cares if the answers we get are wrong? Beckett places the sheet in front of him, removes the pen from his jacket, click, and jots down his own thoughts on its reverse. Somewhere along the way, he orders and receives a gunpowder tea, but has no recollection of this. Yeah, definite William S. Burroughs feel. The boy is on prescription antipsychotics, on referral to the reality principle. His mother has this down as the soft paranoia. Find out more. And yeah, Kafka for the metamorphosis. Peregrine works at a building site with his uncle, Arnold Greyhound. His mother believed him to have friends there. Go speak with them. The boy has a fascination with the Monument Park and likes collecting flowers. He may be there. He went to the theater the night before last. The ticket suggests Peregrine was with someone else. Who was this? Not his baby mama. Achievement unlocked. Memory lane. Oh no. No, 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 no. The depression was always there. Very Rorschach. It's a slick effect. This drifting ink blot effect is actually some fun math behind that. Have all the icons been ink blots this whole time? Also, is this a loop? I see a bunch of sharks emerging from a severed wrist. Or, oh no, it's a dreadful, dreadful face. Never mind, it's a face. It's definitely a head. Alright, we're clicking. Beckett couldn't understand its temperament and tried desperately to connect with Amy, but when she was taken by its ebbs and flows, his depression, he was cut from a different cloth. To him, life. I just clicked on a thing off the window. To him, life could be a heavy burden. It could slow you down. It could make you angry and frustrated, but it was manageable. Peregrine? Could be Peregrine. We didn't see the side of the face that has the birthmark on it. He'd found a way to lock up erratic emotions and observe them from the outside, objectively, at arm's length. As a child, Beckett had overcome his fear of insects by exposure. He did the same with emotions. He kept them in boxes near his bed. Which one? He would force himself to look, to examine, to understand. Any unknown brings fear, he was told, by whom it does not matter. A friend of his father's, no doubt. Yes, sir. He was more like his father than he cared to admit. He grew up believing his father to be emotionally retarded. His mother would wipe away tears formed through words read from paper pages, while this old man would listen to the radio's constant stream, laughing at tales of misfortune and coughing heavily into a discolored handkerchief, like Beckett, red speckles seeping into its fabric. A vision in red. Blink. They're all dead. Yeah, Beckett's not a great dude. I concur with, I think, everyone. Ugh. That fade out was unpleasant. Hospital. Oh no, all the patients are oh, this is no good. Speaker. Under the hiss and between frequencies, there are words. You don't know their orders until you've carried them out. Pamphlets. The Dead Don't Care, an instruction manual for the living. City Publishing Corporation. These leaflets were standard issue by the city. Within its pages was a series of nonsense designed to both confuse and calm in equal measure, the two being happy bedfellows if the copywriter is worth his salt. The woman leans close to her child. He has a bandage wrapped around his head, a comic book in his hands. The woman notices Beckett's attention and returns a sympathetic smile. An old woman sits with a rabbit in a cage. The creature is backed in the corner, ears flat. He senses only bad things to come. Rabbits were used for pregnancy tests? It's the only thing I can think of. The man scratches his arms. Small baubles of blood form as his nails dig away at the flesh. Flakes of skin delicately fall to the floor. Wheezing, mountains of flesh, sweaty hands rubbing against strained fabric. This game has a problem with fat people. Besides him, a diminutive figure. She's a quarter of his organic mass. She sits with a ticket clasped in her hands and a look of terror in her eyes. The woman is approaching old age. Her face expresses both hope and worry. Hands rest on bloated stomach. Inside, the future forms, the wheels of fate set in motion. Unknown. The ticket machines were gifted by the city as it upgraded those used in its antiquated underground transport system. How can I help you? Can I help you? She said. I'm here to see the reality principle. Please take a ticket, she instructed. This is not a ticket machine. This is a counter. 25 pence. Gibberish. You will be seen shortly. Please sit down. No, I want to sit over here near the bunny. Do you have pets? She said. No, I don't. That's a shame. They take good care of them here. Use them for experiments. You should get one. Is that what that means? We regret to inform you that due to underfunding, understaffing, and undertaking, your wait might be longer than advertised. Please retreat into your own imaginations for entertainment until your number is called. Imagination is of flies on rotting things. Can I click through this? Oh, more flies. Good. A rotting ocelot. We are here not because of our choosing. Everyone remembers the shooting. No one remembers the brainwashing. A botfly. Oh, great. Cool. That's cool. Botflies are parasitic. Well, they lay their eggs in animals, such as humans. Testimony was obtained from the children. They use memory tools, time-controlled suggestion machines. This is various Burroughs' constructing sister worlds and Dicks. Burroughs and Dicks and Kafka and Beckett. We watch and wonder as the magpie pulls out the squirrel's eye. Insects crawl deep under our skin as experiments on the human mind begin. I like the rhymes in this prose. No, 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 no. Content warning, content warning.
Insert it through the top of the patient's eye socket.
This is a lobotomy.
Swish it back and forth, severing a portion of the frontal lobes from the rest of the brain.
I'll just munch on a cherry as I watch this. Lobotomies are barbaric. The war never happened, they say. The war never happened. Only then do we realize the beauty of forgetting. The war was mentioned in the conspiracy note that was in his menu.
In the past, we did more damage than we do now. But the point I want to make is that the damage done by the illness is so much more disabling than the damage the present day operations do.
Oh yeah, yeah. Lobotomies were quackery. They were some dude who really liked scooping people's brain, or not even scooping people's brains out, just dicing them while they were still alive. Lobotomies are terrible. We all forget. We're all forgotten. One moment. I need to... There we go. It's just a matter of time. All of the patients came first. Patient 3107 probably has significance. You can go through now. Go through. That was the number printed on his ticket. Gibberish. What the fuck? Taking a baby hippopotamus out of a cast? Out of a full body cast? They're looking in the same microscope. That's romantic. Or actually, that might have just been a beaker stand. A mummified hippo? Why? How did you recognize? Oh, you're a biologist. Never mind. Why was there a mummified hippo? Like, from a peat bog or something? Yeah, I have no idea. It doesn't seem to have enough limbs. Yeah, I mean, they consolidated. So they've got, the hippo doctor and the rabbit doctor and the looking in microscopes doctors. This seems vaguely familiar. I want to say this might have been from some early film of mental patients exhibiting the telltale signs of their disorders. Speaking of quackery. Should not be an accredited institution. I mean, we haven't seen anything suggesting it's accredited. It's just set up by the city. And just some mice. That's pleasant. That's fine. They got baby mice. They got some sort of funnel. They're in a nice crate. They got some good wood chips. Everything checks out here, really. I don't know what that funnel is, but it's probably related to food and or water and or entertainment. Oh no. Nope. Nope, that's a pressure, that's an oxygen regulator. Have I mentioned there's a content warning on this game? because I'm gonna right here go content warning, possible animal cruelty. Okay, this is a loop. This is the same. This is the same loop. Okay. Oh, I don't know which way to go. All right. Got 30 seconds. Stream, left or right? Chat, left or right? Big arrow or little arrow? Got a left. Got a left. Unless there's someone who hasn't chatted yet, I think left wins out. I mean, it's the correct answer in a political context. Tell me more. Never. Oh, beakers. They're just doing stuff with beakers. Setting beakers on fire. Putting things in beakers. Everything is political. The personal is political. Hey, another beaker. Let's put more things in them and also set them on fire. That's probably some sort of sterilization, I'm guessing. Setting more beakers on fire. That's a retort or a vessel? I don't know. I'm increasingly ill-informed about what's going on in this lab equipment, although things still seem to be on fire, in case anyone was worried. Yeah, this has to be some sort of sanitization thing. Or heating it up so that, oh, they're heating it up so that it expands, I think, and uh, will contract. Flame of severe sterilization? Okay. I was thinking it might be for a good seal. I will defer to the physical scientist. Two nurses lost in conversation. Beckett has no desire to intervene. Oh boy, I think we got another choice coming up. Oh, nope. These nurses are pill bottle cases? Yes, pill bottle caps. Are you lost, dear? I'm looking for the reality principal's office. Of course, just keep on in the direction you're going and you'll get there. Thank you. Is life science not a physical science? Life is physical. So I'm a computer scientist. I am not a physical scientist or a life scientist. Is that different? By what I meant is you're someone who works with like tools. You're a scientist who works with like stuff. Oh, physical is chemistry, physics, and astronomy. Okay. So anything that's not alive, although chemistry might have some bleed. Physics can deal with things that are alive as long as they're spherical. No, no, no. Oh, no, that's an eye. That's an eye. That's an eye. Here, right here. That's the pineal gland, right there. See it? Yeah, that's where it would be. That's where the goddess lives. Right in there. Now, if you take a needle and you just kind of stab it in right there, right? Now, just forward a little bit. Yep, yep. All right, no more pineal gland. There. Now we can't see the phenorids. Should I? Okay, left. Sorry, I shouldn't even have asked. Left. Keep going left. That person doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem to have the right structure, or maybe not their intended factory structure. How many medical professionals are going to show up? Okay, just that many. What the fuck even is this game? I mean, you're seeing it. It's a thing where someone sprays a very large and still horse. No, no, that horse is definitely alive, actually. Just held in place by PVC pipe. Also, there's more fire. Is that horse and horse IV? It's a horse. Oh, no, that's a horse cannula. Ow. Poor horse. Yep, horse IV. I called it. Don't look at the camera. That's unprofessional. All right, left. Always left. Good stereo sound on this. More nurses and a patient. The person in the wheelchair is old beyond years. They are wrapped in a blanket, showing life through the yellow of their eyes and a faint wheeze as air pulls into their lungs via the tubes in their nose. This is Frankie, our little guinea pig. Remarkable, really, that Frankie's still with us. Most people don't last more than a few weeks under the treatment, but Frankie's managed several years. Of course, there's no room for Frankie here, really. The wards are taken up with younger people, so we just keep the poor old sod out here in the passages. It's fine. Frankie doesn't mind, do you, dear? Frankie's eyes are staring at Beckett, lips starting to form shapes, gray tongue popping in and out. Oh, look, I think Frankie's going to say something. Both Beckett and the nurse move near. The smell of piss and stale breath is overwhelming. 3 words. Don't trust her. Oh, it all starts here. Let me out. Baby with an umbilical cord wrapped around its neck. Which is a no past. It's a rather unfortunate thing that I think actually happens. Oh, I'm going to turn left, but I just want to check this frame first. Know your ancestry. Have your DNA tested. Some sort of human, some sort of human, some sort of human, some sort of primate. And I'm no life scientist, but I'm going to say a gated. Send this game to jail for what? Which part of it is sending to jail? What just happened that causes this game to go to jail that hadn't already happened? All of it. Beauty is only skin deep. Believe us, we've checked. Keep away. Dangerous, keep away. Split brain. Into minds about it? Yeah, eugenics is bad. Let us into your head. We'll fix you up. Mop boy. Amy, I miss you. Oh, wait, there's a room I should look in because it'll be revolting. It's like a look around you skit. They're applying power to a thing. Oh no, this is electroshock. That's an electroshock rig. I'm glad they didn't actually show it on anyone. So, content warning, by the way, everyone. If you're just joining us, there's going to be some rough shit in here. No kidding. Like, I was worried about Twitch things. Twitch doesn't fucking care about this shit. I do. This is rough. The young man pushes his mop around a pool of blood and shit. Oh, there's nothing over here. You all led me astray. It turns out left isn't the way. Oh, wait. Oh, talk to the mop boy. Never mind. This might actually be the way in, after all. Excuse me. The boy turns to Beckett. He is sweating with effort. I'm looking for the reality principal's office. I, 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 I. The boy strains to get out his words. Beckett feels his pain. The boy stops. He shuts his eyes, takes a breath. He gestures to his right and nods. Thank you. Oh, hell. 3107? Ah. I don't think that was I doubt that was correct. Sit down, please. I'll be with you in a moment, they said. Gurney. Chairs. Birdcage. Experiments are never fair. On the reality principal's desk is a cage. In the cage is a bird. It pecks methodically at a continuous stream of tiny black spiders spilling from a silken white sac placed near the door of the cage. Hundreds climb the bird's body, trailing their delicate thread. The bird's neck and eyes twitch. Animals sense danger but rarely understand it. The bird pecks. The spiders weave and tie. The bird shifts, breaking the delicate cocoon, but with the encasement is becoming stronger. Ever so slowly. The bird is dying. It doesn't understand. The reality principal watches Beckett with interest. The horrors of the birdcage is a test of sorts. Some plural issues here that I'm beginning to doubt are intentional. That was the shake of a dog collar. A beautiful specimen, I'm sure you agree. It's just a matter of time, they said. It doesn't seem fair. No, I suppose not. Experiments never are. Experiments are never fair. You could stop it. True, but now that we're underway, the best thing to do is sit back and observe. You know, there's always a chance that he will survive this ordeal. The reality principle is hard to describe, as when you look away from it, or even blink, you forget its features. Male or female, young or old, it's impossible to say. Yet there is a distinct familiarity. The eyes feel wholesome and filled with intelligence. The voice feels masterful and informed, gentle and understanding, hateful and full of love. So how are we today? I'm here about Peregrine Starlight. Of course you are. Listen to the sound of my voice. What you're observing is your brain. It's alive, constantly processing. A reality machine, as it were. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Try pressing a few buttons. If you're sound of mind, these questions won't get to you. Now, let's begin. Again, content warning. Probably going to involve, I'm guessing, cancer, aging, and death. Try thinking left. Now try, I'm doing arrow keys here. Now try thinking right. You're a natural. Oh, and I can also do mouse buttons. I'm playing Pong. That was an impossible block.
Have you experienced loss?
Oh, cool. The line there, I think, is my movements.
How would you describe your mood? Do you hear voices? What is your sexual preference? Was your father a bad man? Close your eyes. Is it light?
It's always had gameplay, Biodoc. It's always had gameplay.
Do you care if you live or die? Do you feel in control? Are you having trouble sleeping?
Success! It's a very ironic success statement right there. The reality principle sits back in its chair and holds Beckett's gaze. It reaches across to its left-hand drawer and removes a leaflet. They place it on the desk in front of Beckett. Oh my, that's a face right there. I don't know how you did that face, Bio, but I don't like it. Just like I don't like many things about this game, and by don't like, I mean like. Methods for coping. Soft paranoia. The soft paranoia. Methods of coping. The brain contains a sickness that every one of us is susceptible to. It arrives in the form of delusionment. It is a sense that the order and balance that exists in society is disrupted, and that our presence in it is unwanted. Subconscious weaves unrealities which our conscious mind must unpick and make sense of. This is the most complex task in existence, which also defines our existence. It is important to understand that the world outside is a reconstruction. This is our brain's primary task. How well it does this depends on our mental well-being. As such, a wellness of mind is essential for a happy life. The soft paranoia is the result of our brain's failure to interpret the outside world correctly. We see things that aren't there or in ways that they are not meant to be seen. We hear things at odds with what other people hear. But most distressingly, we construct a reality that is false. Of course, for the patient, this is very difficult to see as the reality is all they know, and if they start doubting their own mind, the foundations of their personality and reason for the existence come into question. A victim of the soft paranoia in conflict will no doubt lead to suicide. There has been research into the notion of the soft paranoia being something that can be caught, spreading like an airborne disease. Recent studies suggest that this is increasingly likely, with substantial work into the function of the brain, indicating that the gray matter operates as a short-distance transmitter and incubating a collective consciousness. This is a terrifying thought. Further studies have shown that the severity of condition affects the risk of transmission, so to speak. Luckily, prescription drugs can be used to dull the mind and help rewire the brain back to a more truthful state. The health department is here to help. In most cases, medication is a solution that can see you through to the end of your days. In some cases, however, victims of the soft paranoia may be referred to their reality specialist, and more invasive methods may be embarked upon. Medical practices of yesteryear dabbled with brain intrusion methods, but their approach was crude. Today we have located the problems and, with a skilled hand, can remove the cause. For those who have undergone this procedure, they return to reality a happier person and go on to live better lives. So, what to do next? Is your reality offbeat or causing you distress? Start by clearing your mind. Assess your thoughts and try and rationalize the world as you experience it. Avoid intellectual stimulation, loud noises, or bright flashing lights. These can exacerbate the paranoia. If the world seems heavy or oppressive, escape to a place of tranquility, somewhere from your past, somewhere you know holds no surprises and brings only calm. Then, once you feel in control, make yourself known to the health services and we'll arrange for a pickup at your location and we'll do the rest. Author, Reality Principle. That picture may be from the same work that where we used one that we used in Awaiting the End, maybe. Um, yeah, there's some real great old medical textbooks that are real horrific. All very interesting. I hope it helps. Can you tell me, are both Peregrine Starlight and Daisy Starlight being treated? I don't know if we did in Rosette Diceless. Most of Rosette Diceless's stuff was from a stage magic book. Beckett, I can't tell you that. Peregrine is missing. He doesn't have his pills. The city will need to be informed. They already know. I see. Is he dangerous? Not in any physical sense, but reality is a fragile thing. He must be brought in. I have a few leads. I'm sure you have. Have we ever seen the left side, subjective left side of Beckett's face? Is he Peregrine? Should I lie down on the bed, or should I leave? I'm gonna lie down on the bed. Little lobotomy never hurt anyone. A record of his actions will be fed back to the city. Sometimes it's easier to comply. Achievement unlocked. Reality disturbance. They would never talk about those days. Happy days for Beckett. Amy would scream if Beckett suggested it or ventured into this unfamiliar territory. She tore down and ripped up any posters that remained. Beckett kept one. He kept it folded in a box that he locked with numbers that Amy would never remember. Over time, the truth of how they met, how they courted, how they fell in love, it all became a reenactment. A performance that would bend to the whims of its actors and audience. An interactive drama where every choice distorts reality, questioning the way things were and presenting the way they should have been. Or is it the way they could have been? Amy is long gone now, taken from this world. Now Beckett keeps the poster behind glass, in a dark corner. 3107 was the number because that's July 31st. Everything stays locked away. It's confirmation of the past and the sole reason for his future. He keeps Amy alive by living. Before they started building the new houses, they tore down the old. The machines arrived and their mechanical arms set to work until nothing of the original remained. They pulled down the walls where pictures hung, smashed through the floors where coffee-stained carpets lay, dismantled the pipework, burnt old timbers, and scattered the remains. Here lies an unidentifiable terrain of rubble from which twisted metal poles rise like pubic hairs on a lifeless corpse. Look closely and you'll find remnants of what was. Perhaps a baby's mattress or coat stand. Definitely books. Tons of books. In times, new homes will grow, and this new wave of life continues until that inevitable day where the once new becomes old, and someone with a checkbook and a desire for profit decides the old's unwanted. Bring on the new. Buildings have life cycles too. I don't think the analogy is particularly literal. Arnold. I'm sorry, fucking idiot. Skips. Take a look at the skips. Which I think is some sort of non-American English for dumpster. The skips are piled high with masonry and splintered wood. As Beckett steps closer, he can see broken frames and chair legs. Sit down, son. We need to talk. Beckett feels the cool air against his neck and sucks on his lower lip, pulling its flesh through his teeth. Sleep well, Biodoc. I hope nothing sticks in your brain. It's what we leave behind, she would say. That's all we'll be remembered by when the memories fade. He brings his hand to his jacket pocket and feels the wallet inside. I miss you, Amy. A lost laugh echoes in his throat. Get on with it, Beckett. His mother warned Beckett not to get too near an argument. Better to listen from afar. It'll all be over soon enough. For fuck's sake, Sam, are you completely fucking blind, you dick? How was I supposed to know that the wire was gonna break? If you'd fucking used your eyes, you'd have seen it. I'm sorry, okay? Well, the insurance ain't gonna pay for that, so you're gonna have to find a way to cover it. What do you mean? I mean, I'm out of pocket and you're a twat. Look, I'm sorry, I'll put in an extra shift. Tell you what, why don't you go fuck off home? Extra shift, cunt. Davy, I need the work. You still here, dickface? Look, I'm sorry. Fuck off. Probably gonna call it soon. My voice is giving out. Mr. Greyhound? Eh? Beckett. I had any clue what you were talking about. I'm tracking down Peregrine Starlight. Talking about Spanners, kid? Spanner? Look, you're talking to the wrong person, mate. I'm Coxworth. Who you want's probably over there in his cabin, probably drinking fucking tea. Excuse me? Spanner's always drinking tea. It's rare that Beckett is at a loss. The moment drags on. Look, I'm busy. I've got a fucking dick-shaped mess to clear, and I'm a man down. Ha, two if you count Bubblehead. You mean Peregrine? Keep up, will ya? Fucking useless. You seen that kid? Freak show. A crash and a scream finds itself through echoes into the conversation. Fuck, what now? Look, I gotta go. Cheat death. That's a bad picture. Beckett reluctantly takes a plastic hat from the store and puts it on. He wants to scratch at his scalp, feeling something under his skin. New homes for Burrough. The skyline of Burrough is changing. Forget about what was and embrace what will be. Burroughs' New Homes initiative is part of a multi-million-pound regeneration scheme funded by the city. There's only good things to come. We're pumping thousands of tons of concrete into the earth, filling its abandoned mines and clogging its arteries. We're using veneers to cover up ugliness and imperfections. We're shipping in countless of gallons of paint to whitewash walls. We're destroying what was so your lives can be made better. Located just a short drive from Burroughs Residential Hospital in Monument Park, there will be more than 1,000 affordable homes for anyone who can afford one. More than 10 million bricks. Providing you're working hard and contributing to society, one of these fabulous new properties can have your name on it. Affordable rates for those in employment, all new fittings and appliances, near important amenities, fenced and gated to keep away the homeless and unemployed. Reserve yours now. Moving into a new home is like starting a new life. It's your time to change. Press reset. Reevaluate. Yes, we're talking to you. Stop living in the past, trying to find answers, letting reality get the better of you. A new home could be transformative. Spacious 2, 3, and 4 bedroom properties for pre-purchase. We'll need to see medical records and proof of employment on applications, so make sure to bring those along with you. We care for you, so we delete the old and make the new. Grundy Jones, MP. You thinking of buying one? Flyer. So then, fringe cut straight above her eyebrows, which are thick and beautifully defined. There's something about her slim face and softly curving nose that lifts Beckett's chest. Happiness is an emotion rarely felt. There's a memory here, behind the deep brown eyes of this girl, but Beckett can't focus on exactly what it is. The shore is a melting pot of beauty. Arnold Greyhound. Yeah? Arnold Greyhound is slouched in his hard-backed chair. His eyes are squint. His teeth are small, gray pegs. I've been employed by Daisy Starlight to find her son. Ah, fuck. Daft bitch. Come again? How much is she paying you for this? Look, just forget it. It's better for her that he's gone, and hopefully he'll not be back. The kid's mental, just like his dad. Beckett remained silent. There was little to say. Oh shit, this day just keeps getting better and better. I need a cuppa. Sit down, will you? Just standing on there is putting me on edge. My blood pressure's through the roof as it is. Right, so look, Daisy's had it hard. That's why I'm back. That's why I gave Perry a job here, and that's why I'm fucked right off that he's let me down. A moment. Arnold brings a porcelain mug to his lips and sucks the liquid into his mouth. Ah, fuck, that's fucking boiling. You okay? Yeah, I've got an asbestos mouth. Right. Look, they can't afford to have lunatics like Peregrine roaming Burroughs. The place is fucked up enough as it is. Yeah, it's me, it'll be better for us all if that kid just keeps walking. Walking? Yeah, that's his thing. It all gets too much and he starts walking. His big fucking head bouncing on his shoulders. You live with Daisy now. Yup, there's the three of us. Two of us now with any luck. Ah, fuck, I don't mean that. It's just hard, you know? I really want to go home to my own wife and kids. Ah, shit. I'm sure things will work out. Lies. Look, me and the kid don't really get on. Not sure I can be of any help. Why didn't you go talk to other workers? Lazy bastards are over there laying foundations. I'll do that. Drinks a lot of tea. Blueprints. I just figured out what was going on. I'm quick at these things. Unknown. Let's go stick my eye in it. Old foundations. Shells embedded into concrete once washed from the sea. Death. A thing of beauty. Urban fossils. What of it? Who cares? Amy saw life and what was left behind. It was inspiration to her. Her song captured it beautifully. You've heard the phrase asbestos mouth, right? Particularly unfortunate one. For fuck's sake, it just caved in because it was swallowed whole. A group of men stand around in overalls, high-vis jackets, and hard hats. They'd obviously listened to Greyhound's warnings of death and its avoidance. They're unaware of Beckett. There's heated debate going on. Yeah, so it is a phrase meaning I am able to tolerate high temperatures. Beneath the surface layer, darkness, unknown, corrosion. Sinkholes will form as the surface gives way. The eggshell cracks. Beckett's intrigued. What lies beneath? He'll get to it. Finish the task at hand. Should we tell Greyhound? What is it? No idea. Well, let's just fill it. It'll cause a delay if we call it in. The city will be here in a flash. One of these houses is earmarked for me. My wife will have me if there's a delay. I thought that's what you wanted. She ain't fucked you in years. It's because I'm too busy with yours. Fine by me. She said you got a small cock. More like a gaping hole. Aye, so shut it. What are we doing with this hole here? Let's just fill it. We all in agreement? Aye, fill it. Hey, Jack, that old guy's listening in. Fucking hell, bet he's from the city. What they doing here? Shit, look busy, lads. The crabs. Can we help you? Mr. Greyhound is in his office back the way. I'm looking for Peregrine. At ease, lads. He was looking for Perry. Nah, he's not here, mate. Any ideas where he might be? Try the shore? The workers laughed together at a private joke. Yeah, go see Joan. He'll be squirming around her somewhere. Who's Joan? It's the girl he loves. Thinks they've got something special going on. She's a whore. Beckett holds in a scream. His mother says you're his friends. This right? His mother? The illustrious Daisy Starlight. You've had her, haven't you, Davy? Aye, Jack, not bad for a mutton. Again, the group laughs. So what's in the hole? Nothing interesting, mate. We're about to fill it in. There was nothing more to be gained here. These idiots were part of the problem, but not the solution. Morons. The angle was wrong. All I could see was darkness. Walk out. Go on, Beckett, don't be a baby. His father pushes at his back, and the boy slowly makes his way out to the edge of the building. Spectacular view of the city. All Beckett could think about was the tumble to earth and the dull crack as his body hits the pavement. His palms are wet. Whoa, what you doing? You're not going on there, mate. It's not safe. Right. Sorry. Fucking hell, look, stop now. If you fall in, that's it. You'll be foundations, mate. Look, you twat. It's not safe. Oh, fuck it. I don't care. Do what you want. A sudden silence sweeps across the building site. Like clockwork, the machine grinds to a halt as the whistle calls refueling hour. Come on now. Beckett can feel the give of the wood under his feet. Leaning forward, nothing. They say that beneath Burroughs lies streets from a different age, tracing history through its strata. See how things were, how they were before. Beckett wants to see. Help us know again. Achievement unlocked. Life cycles. An emptiness within. I might have to swap off of this.
Life's a foolish
Faceless
game.
woman
Do you ever feel the same?
writhing a bit.
Well, maybe we could change. Turn the ship another way. Feel it in the darkness.
She had a long red jacket that she would tie firmly at the waist. A vision in red. Amy wears it as she stands next to Beckett in a rare photograph, a picture of the perfect couple, Look closely and you'll see Beckett's wedding ring still catching the light. His nails are trimmed short and his dark hair swept back. His shoes are polished. Happiness, then, black. The momentary blindness after the flash would pop. Black. The pain in their hearts when they were told they could never have children. It took 3 miscarriages to put an end to this future. The child in that picture was scratched out with surgical steel. I'm gonna swap back to standby for a moment in case this is another doozy. An emptiness within. This game is too much. Alright, are we at a stopping place? Yes, monument. Okay, I think I will call it. My voice is starting to give out, and I don't want to have soreness. Yeah, apologies for the swapping. I wanted to make sure that we weren't putting boobs on Twitch and getting shut down. So I think I will call it here. I will probably resume this sometime, maybe later this week. This is cool and interesting. Until then, thank you very much for joining me. And this is a cool, weird-ass game. Yeah, turning the screen off is pretty naughty. I'm good with it. I'm good with more naughty than the image actually was, which is some boobs. But yeah, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you very much for hanging out. And check out this game. It's, I think, real affordable on Steam. Real weird. Give it reviews if you do play it, because it is currently does not have quite enough reviews, and reviews are the lifeblood of things on Steam. Before you hit 50 reviews, even if you're very, very positive, you don't show up as such. So yeah, this has been a stream initiated by Futureproof Games. That's a video game company that Melissa and I, Melissa is Avery, have been working on for a while now. And we should have a podcast episode coming out soon that gives you stuff on what we've been up to lately. And at the end of the month, end of October, the 29th, if I remember correctly, Melissa will be doing the second half of a role-playing, second half of one shot, of a two-shot of our role-playing system Rosette Diceless, the 28th, thank you, on the Twitch channel of our friend OtherDoc. So check that out. I have a feeling they're about to find out more details about what strange monster came up from the sewers to kill some of the researchers on this southern plantation that is studying something very, very medical. So, good night, everybody.